Hi, welcome to ScoreApp Setup and Score session. If you're able to pop your microphones on mute, that would be lovely. And then we obviously will always invite questions. But yeah, welcome to Setup and Score. My name is Leigh. I'm the head of customer success at ScoreApp. So I work as part of our support team. I've got my colleague Sarah with me, who also works on our support team as well. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask in the chat, please feel free to do so, and Sarah can help you with those. And then if you want to ask any questions throughout, please feel free to do so, and we'll also have an opportunity for questions at the end. So what we're going to do today is we're going to run through creating a scorecard from, deciding what the concept is to building the scorecard and then launching the scorecard as well afterwards. It's a very interactive session. If at some points I will ask if you're able to share your scorecard if you're in the middle of creating it. So if you'd like to do that, please have your scorecard link ready, and then we can talk through that as well. So I am going to begin the session. So I'm just going to, but actually before I do, what I really like to do before I get started is if you're able to pop in the chat just a little bit to let me know where you are in the process. So just one or two words that just says not yet started, which would be 3 words, building or launched, so I get an idea of where everybody is. Hi Stuart, welcome to this session. So you're brand new. Hi Red. Oh, you're in the Philippines. Hi Sharon. You're live. Hi Martine, you're building. Hi Scott, you're just looking around. Hi Caroline, you're getting started. Hi Nina, you're building. Hi Izzy, not yet started. Rob, you're new, welcome. Matt, you just started. And Abdul, launched but not yet promoted. Right, so we've got lots of people not yet started, but we've got people in all stages, so that's good. Hopefully we'll cover off all of those stages as we go through. So I'm just going to share my screen now. We haven't got very many slides to go through, but I did just want to start with a few, which have very funnily enough just disappeared, but here we go. Right, so ScoreApp, it can be used in a variety of ways. A lot of what we're going to talk about today is going to be building a scorecard for lead generation, but we also have customers who use scorecards for lead generation, but also as a way of qualifying leads and also benchmarking existing customers. So, for example, I'm working with a customer at the moment that are using scorecards to identify, which products they might not be utilizing currently, so they can make sure they're getting the full benefit of all the products and services on offer. So the areas we're going to cover in today's webinar are the landing page for the actual quiz. Then we'll go on to discuss the questions, the categories, and how the scoring logic works, followed by how we deliver the results, best practice for that. And then we'll talk about promoting it, and also once somebody's completed the scorecard as well, some advice for following up with those leads. I'm going to begin talking about what makes a successful scorecard. And the number one item on the list is the concept for the scorecard. So the whole idea that we're going to build this scorecard based on. So it needs to be one that offers real value to your target audience. And that way it really hooks your target audience's attention. And when they arrive at your scorecard, they're like, oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I need. So, for example, if I was a career coach, I might develop the career change scorecard, where gives the people the opportunity to answer questions, gain some clarity on perhaps if they're ready for their next career move, and then I'm, as a business, able to point them in the right direction, be able to sort of convey my authority, sort of give them enough information to leave them want more. So hopefully they take that next call to action, which is to work with you. So scorecards in that way, they offer a mutual exchange. So as well as you being able to gather information, gather leads, your target customers are also gathering some value because they're getting clarity, they're getting direction from taking the scorecard. That then allows you to personalize the way that you follow up with each of your leads. So once they've gone through the scorecard, you're going to know, more about their pain points, and you're going to be able to target the right product solutions at the right people. So it really does sort of help that customer journey. What the other items that make a scorecard successful is obviously once you've created this great scorecard, it's the promotion of it. So going out and telling people about it, driving people towards the scorecard to take it. And then the very last element is once they've gone through the scorecard, it's then converting that lead into a sale. So the concept is the idea of the scorecard, which we then need to package up into a headline that hooks your target audience's attention. And we're just going to spend the next few slides just brainstorming some approaches to concepts, to headlines, which if you haven't yet started might spark some sort of ideas to get you going on the right track. So we talked about successful scorecards being based on that desirable goal. So I would always start by really sort of identifying what that is. And the examples we've got on the screen here are the key person of influence. That desire is to be the key person of influence. So we've created the key person of influence scorecard. And it's the same for the high performing team. So a B2B example. So maybe it might be the HR, it might be the CEO, that's the target audience, but their desire is to have a high performing team. And then we've got some other examples, the beach ready scorecard, the good parenting scorecard, my example of the career move, the career success scorecard. So there are some ideas to get you started there. Equally, you can flip it and base it on the pain or frustration. So the examples are avoid being hacked. Obviously, the desire is to have that safe, secure network, but it's just been packaged into a headline in that avoidance, frustration way, just to hook your target audience's attention there. We've got other examples such as the fitness injury prevention scorecard, the weight gain prevention scorecard, avoid burnout scorecard. So that's two of the methodologies. The third one is and this is great for a headline, are you ready to something? And obviously we need to fill in the blanks with your ideas. So are you ready to run a marathon? Take the scorecard. And this could be used in a variety of ways. So it could be, are you ready to scale your business? Are you ready to get fit? Are you ready to take your next career move? So that one is really useful approach. The fourth concept that may come in useful is anything that is seasonal or topical or trending or newsworthy. It may be that in itself is a strong concept to create a scorecard on. So you might have your lead generation scorecard, and then you might have one where it's trending, newsworthy, and warrants a separate scorecard perhaps as well. And then finally, we do have the ability to create highest scoring category or personality style quizzes. So these ones are, you don't not necessarily want to deliver a score, but you want to deliver an outcome, such as, are you an introvert or an extrovert? Take the scorecard. We've got a template on the platform, which is called the budgeting personalities scorecard. And you could be one of four. You could be a conscious budgeter, a relaxed budgeter. And once you're able to identify someone's style, you can give them relevant advice based on their personality type as well. So these ones are set up a little bit differently on the platform. So if anyone is creating one of those, just let me know and I can make sure that we cover how to set that one up as well. So we are going to go to the platform next and we're going to start building the scorecard. But just before we do, if that sparks some ideas for your concept for your scorecard, if you wouldn't mind popping that in the chat, it just really helps so we can share some ideas, and it might help people that haven't yet got their concept. If you've already built it, if you could just pop in, you know, perhaps your headline or the concept behind your scorecard, that would be really useful. So we'll just wait for a few minutes for those to come across. And if you don't know your concept yet, just a little bit, maybe your thoughts on, you know, what industry you're in, what your business, what you do, and then maybe we can help with some ideas as well as we go through. Amplify your online reach scorecard. Yeah, I really like that. Amplify your online reach scorecard. Like it. Headline, unlock your revenue potential with IP protection. Are you ready to unlock your revenue potential with IP protection? Yeah, I like that one. So with any sort of jargon, if it's not obvious, just always, it's just worth kind of, and especially if it's cold leads, it's just worth being super clear. How well do you handle conflict? Yeah. Discover your conflict. Yeah, discover how well you handle conflict. Take the scorecard. Yeah, that could be good. Is your email marketing leaving money on the table? So yeah, discover your email marketing opportunity score, perhaps as a secondary headline. High performing teams, although I'd like, are you ready to? So are you ready to develop a high performing team, although that might only target people at the beginning of the process? Yeah, are you ready to? We'll have to think about that one. Either a pain or possibly personality type. Okay, yeah. They do work really nicely. The personality types. It depends obviously what you do, what your business is in. Halfway built, working on a discover your potential scorecard. I like the idea of discover what type of performer you are. Could you share more? Yeah, okay, brilliant. I'll make sure I cover that. The career progression scorecard. So you're actually, I always use that, the career as my example. We've got a professional, I just make it all up. So that's brilliant. Why are you losing the war for construction talent? So why are you losing the war? I would, construction talent. I like that concept. As a headline, maybe just using the word losing, just turning that into a positive. So are you attracting the top talent for your construction business? Because it may be that, you know, people, sometimes a scorecard can help you identify that tension that you didn't really realize was there. So if they get a score at the end where they think, oh, actually, I have got some room to grow and reach a more talented audience. So yeah, positive language there would be great. Discover your shadow personality type. Yes, that's interesting. Unlock your employees' potential. Yep, I like that one. Are you ready to make partner? I like that one. Identifying and retaining top talent for competitive advantage. Yes, so are you ready to identify and retain top talent? Yeah, absolutely. I like that one. Leading the way, HR strategies for independent schools. Discover the high HR strategies to empower your independent school. Yeah, that's a good concept. And then sort of headline wise, that one's obviously, I think maybe trying to sort of shorten that into a more impactful sentence would be good. And ChatGPT and things like that, once you've got an idea for your concept, if you plug it into ChatGPT, it can really help you to sort of refine and read, you know, that particular headline as well. Thank you everybody for sharing those. So let's go to the platform now. And if you haven't yet started, when you come to create a scorecard, you will be asked whether you want to start from scratch, whether you want to pick a template, or whether you want to use the AI setup wizard. So if you have got a methodology, you've got questions, you've got a really clear idea of everything, I would start from scratch. If I would If not, I would advise checking out the templates here, because if there is a template that's closely aligned with what you're doing, then that could be your quickest way forward. The other option is to use the AI setup wizard. And this is great because it helps you, it gets you a little bit further along the line. It can help with some ideas as well. So I'm going to demonstrate using the AI setup wizard. And then you can see our next option there goes back to my first slide. So different ways that you can use ScoreApp. So you can generate new leads, qualify, convert existing leads, and improve existing client results. So we're going to look at generating new leads. Your next option here is whether you want to present one overall score, a single outcome, or multiple scores. So one overall score is going to suit your scorecard if it's maybe a colder lead, a colder audience. You're asking sort of less than 12 questions. So at the end, people get an overall score and you're able to tailor that based on whether they fell into a particular score tier. The single outcome is going to be for you if you're going to set up a high scoring personality or category outcome. So choose that method. If you want to delve a little deeper and be able to deliver category scores as well as an overall score, then I would go with the multiple scores option. So we're going to select that for this particular example. How would you describe your business? I'm going to say that I'm going to deviate from my career coach now. I'm going to go for a fitness coach. Once you've typed in how you describe your business, you get to describe your target audience. So I am going to, if your target audience isn't listed, you can click on get more suggestions, or you can just type it in directly. So I'm going to go for busy professionals. And then it asks me, you know, what it is that I help my clients to improve. So I'm going to go for achieve weight loss. Again, click on more suggestions, enter it yourself if it's not suggested for you. And then once it's got that, it will suggest concepts for your scorecard. Unlock your weight loss potential, the busy professional guides to shredding pounds. So the headlines it suggests are really good. So you could choose the one that you feel fits the best. I'm just going to unlock your weight loss potential and click on next. Okay, so now we've got the concept. Because I chose multiple categories, we get to choose those categories. I'm just going to choose two. So I'm going to do exercise habits and sleep quality. You could, at this stage, add all of them if you wanted, and we'll talk about number of categories as well a little bit further along the line, so that would help. But obviously, if you've selected them all, you can delete them if, when you get your scorecard created, you have decided to shorten it. So I'm going to click on next. Then it's going to suggest questions for my categories. And it's just taking a few seconds there. And I'm just going to add the top two, but you can see that it's delivering good questions. So do you exercise at least 3 times a week? Do you incorporate strength training into your workouts? And for my sleep quality, do you consistently get 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep? Do you wake up feeling refreshed and energized? Fab. So you can obviously take your time, consider the questions, and you can also add your own as well once we've created the scorecard. So now it just gives me a summary of everything that I've chosen, and I can click on create my scorecard. You can see the little wheel go around. It shows you how many words AI has written for you and how much time that's saved, which is also always satisfying to see. And there we go. So we can go to my dashboard now, and we have that scorecard template within our account. So this is where we're going to focus a lot of our efforts once we get to this stage is the builder. So on the blue left-hand toolbar, you can see the build icon. It's the pencil and the ruler. And then we get this lovely list that we get to work through. And we're going to start on the landing page, because obviously that's going to be the first page where you're going to drive your traffic towards. So if I click on the little square box with the arrow pointing out, that launches the scorecard. And this is what you will see if if you've used the AI wizard. So it will produce a blue background. AI will choose a suitable image. Although, it's got a busy professional looking person there. Unlock, and it's got the headline that we selected. So it gives you a basic landing page. So what I would recommend doing now is going in there, customizing it, using your own branding, and really starting to add the value in the scorecard. So I'm going to go back to the platform and I'm going to open up the landing page editor. So I can click on it. You can see that the header section is currently hidden. So if we click on the eye, that will release that particular section, and we can now click on it and we can go and select our logos, which we can upload from our files. Once we've done that, there are some formatting options. So under the style of the particular section that you're working on, it gives you some more options. So you can position that logo to the left, to the center, to the right. You can even choose to include it inside the first section if you wish to as well. So I would recommend always looking at the available formatting options. Now, the main banner style, it may be that you want to change that completely. And if we click on add a section, there are loads of different section types that you could add to this landing page. We've got them broken down into categories. So under banners, you can see there are different versions of banners. So for example, this one at the top, if you've got a great image that you want to use, it may be more suitable for you to use that particular banner style. We've also got banners where you get the form included on the banner. And we've got all these call to action sections, which on the landing page will always be, are you ready to start the test? We've got testimonial sections, which you could use to demonstrate how other customers have found your scorecard to be a useful and valuable tool. You've got sections called categories where you can, if you are breaking that score down into categories, you can introduce those. We do have video, so you can add a video to your landing page should you wish. And then we've just got various other sections under content, which might suit information such as, how does it work? You might want to add logos of people that you've worked with, brands that you're associated with. You might want to add sections, about you. So we've got a variety of different sections. So if you go through and you add the sections that you want, we'll start to build up this template now. So I'm just going to add a few in. And if I actually hover over that section name in my list, I'll see some 6 dots. And if I click on those, I can drag and drop them into other positions as well. And start to, and everything, you can change the colors, you can add your own images, you can choose your fonts and make that completely branded. So that's a little bit sort of the technical aspect of building a landing page. Now I want to talk through, best practice for landing pages. So if anyone has got a scorecard link that they would like to pop in the chat, we can bring that up and we can just use that to talk through. Just in case anyone, I'm just going to take you through a page that's really useful. So if you come to the ScoreApp website, product made with ScoreApp, we have a showcase of live scorecards here that gives you, and these are all really high performing scorecards. They look great. And I'm going to take you through one of those examples now and sort of talk through what I really like about it. So this one is called the Scale Up and Exit Business Assessment. Are you looking to grow, exit, or sell your business? So the headline is really clear. It says what it does and who it's for. In the subheadline, find out if your business is ready to scale rapidly and achieve a successful exit. We're tapping into those desires there. Going back to my first point of what makes a successful scorecard, it's what's that ultimate goal that they want to achieve. Yes, they want to sell their business, but they want to be able to, sell it quickly, and have a successful exit. So bringing in those desires into the copy can really help sort of communicate, the value and hook your target audience's attention. We've then gone on to say it takes just 4 minutes. So they know how long it's going to take, and that they're going to get an instant PDF report. So they know what they're going to get at the end as well. You can then see we've got brands that we've been trusted by, and that starts to create credibility. So, okay, this sounds good. I wonder who's developed this tool. So those logos will be helpful there. You can then see a showcase of what they can expect at the end, so that you can see the PDF report. You can see the opportunity to schedule a call, followed by some more content about how it works. So we've got number of questions, repeat that you get the report, repeat of what the benefit of it is, and then we're tapping into those desires a bit more. So down here, scale rapidly, increase cash flow, profit valuation, and successfully exit. They've then gone on to describe the 3 categories and put more information about the CFO Centre. So you can see from what the AI generated to there is, I would always recommend a little bit of development work, so that you can, your landing page can and has the ability to look like, obviously, the examples on our Made with ScoreApp page. Okay, I'm going to go Made with ScoreApp. Sharon, thank you for sharing that. Let's have a look. So it looks like your homepage. So you've got your scorecard embedded on your homepage. Unlock your employees' potential, improve motivation and resilience, increase collaboration and loyalty, skyrocket performance and results. So answer 10 questions about your staff and company culture, and we'll send you a personalized score and report on how to build resilience, unlock potential. Okay, so this is on your home page. Unlock your employees' potential. You've got that the headline up there, scorecard quiz. It's clear that it's quiz. Unlock your employees' potential, improve motivation and resilience, increase collaboration and loyalty. Yes, so I wondered there, and I think I will show you sort of on the platform your insights, because once you've developed your scorecard and launched your scorecard, obviously there is going to be that element of testing. So we can see how many people are arriving at your landing page. We want that conversion rate to be above 20% of visitors to getting started on the scorecard. Monitoring that at the beginning gives us an indication of whether we need to optimize any of the content on the landing page, look at the concept, look at the targeting, for example. So I'd always recommend, testing and optimizing. I really like this, unlock your employees' potential. It's got lots, as a concept, it's a strong concept. It may be that as a headline, there could be alternatives that just create that more sort of desire. So if your employees' potential, if it is about loyalty, what is that ultimate desire? Is it to make sure you retain top talent? Because it could be discover your employee retention score, discover how are you ready to improve your retention. I'm just thinking ideas off the top of the head, and you can see that asking that question, or perhaps there are some alternative headlines there. But I really like this because you're bringing out the sort of improve all the benefits of taking the scorecard. We've got how many questions about your staff and company culture. So even that one could be a good concept in discover the strength of your company's culture. There could be opportunity there in terms of the headline. We'll send you a personalized score and report on how to build resilience, and drive high performance. And I really like that element, drive high performance. And that could, I like that one. So take our short quiz, and unlock your team's true potential. Just burnout. Yeah, I think that's got lots of key messages in it. It's got all of those focus points that we discussed. It has got the time. You could potentially showcase more about the value that they will receive, that they will get at the end. So showcasing a little bit of, if you've got loads of great content at the end, just showing that they're going to get a score, showing the information that you're going to give people. That could be a good addition to that scorecard. So yeah, thank you for sharing that with us. The concept is really good. Hopefully my recommendations on the headline might be helpful, but I definitely recommend, testing it first and seeing how it goes. Brilliant. Right, let's see. Let's got time to do one more. Just want to go back to, okay, so we've got one here. Brilliant. So unlock your revenue potential with IP protection. So I don't know if you're able to unmute at all, just to give us a bit more background on that one. That would be sort of useful.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hi, yes.
Sorry, no camera on the work computer. It's fine. Yeah, so the concept is that a lot of businesses, especially early stage businesses, intellectual property protection is the last thing on the list of importance.
Yeah.
But having strong IP protection means that you can charge higher for your prices, because there's a difference between the essential brands in Tesco's and Coca-Cola for the same thing. It's just having them like a registered trademark or some form of IP protection increases the perception of the brand or the product, and also it increases the value of your company as well for potential investors, especially if you're looking to sell in 5 years' time or exit. And so the concept of this is with 10 questions, it just asks you questions which make you more aware of what you have in place and what you don't have in place, and to think about actually speaking to someone to protect your intellectual property and see what you actually have in place and don't have in place.
Brilliant. I like it. Thank you for explaining. It's really helpful. And actually, I could see some potential in the intellectual property protection checklist. I know we didn't talk about that as a potential headline, but a concept like that, have you got this in place, this, and at the end they get a score. So I think using the word checklist and just making it super clear could potentially be a good idea for this kind of scorecard. And in this process, obviously, I appreciate you've probably not had the chance to do it yet, but, adding your logo to it, and then all that great information you just told me, putting elements of that on the landing page would be, really useful. So, how's this scorecard going to help me, or how's this checklist going to help me? And then you have all those points that you just mentioned to me. And then you could also have information about yourself. So, I am the founder of, your company name. I've, had X amount of experience. I've got this proven methodology checklist that I wanted to share with my community as a complementary tool. I think there's further value you could add to this landing page. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing that with me. Right, so we can always come back if we've got time, and we want to look at some other examples of landing page. We can always come back to that. But I'm going to jump back to the platform now and go to the next element that I wanted to talk about, which is the questions. So if you've used the AI setup wizard, the questions that you selected will now be in here. You can edit, you can add questions, you can delete questions. What the AI setup wizard does is it will input yes, no questions. Now, yes, no questions are the easiest questions for people to answer, as long as we keep them sort of factual, so we're not asking them to go off and check anything. But you can also add other question formats. So it may be that a particular question suits a different format. It may be that it adds a bit of variety, adding some other question formats as well, and keep the user on their toes rather than just sort of clicking yes all the way through. So these are the different question formats that we have. So yes, no, maybe, scales, and multiple choice, and then an open text option as well. If you're adding your own questions and wondering how to do the scoring, if you're adding a yes, no question, and that question was, do you sleep more than 9 hours a night? The positive answer there is yes. So I would give that a point. And the negative answer is no. So it can be as simple as straightforward as that. When you are using scales, they work slightly differently because you have the opportunity to make that scale however big you'd like it to be. But that will, and if I change this to a 1 to 5 scale, that means there's 5 points available. And wherever the user places themselves on that scale is how many points they've achieved out of 5. Then you've got multiple choice. So if I wanted to use this question format and go back to the sleep example, I could say, please select how many hours a night sleep you get. And then I could have answer options such as less than 6. Well, that doesn't score any points. 6 to 7, I might give them a point. And if it's 7+, I'm going to give them 2 points. So you can see how the scoring just goes up in terms of the strength of the answer. Multiple choice checkboxes, if you want someone to be able to pick more than one option from the list, then it would be that format that you would need. And then we've also got open text. So that can be a great question just for gathering that more insightful data, but it isn't a scored question. It will just be gathering the data that you wish to. So that's a little bit about the question formats. Now, how the scoring works is it will add up the total amount of points per category and also overall. So in exercise, if I had 10 points available, the person taking my scorecard got 5 out of 10. The platform will convert that to a percentage, which is 50%. And then we can go to results and score tiers, and we can determine which score tier that falls into. So 50% would get me a medium score. These score tiers, this is how the default settings will appear when you create your scorecard. And we have lots and lots of customers that use these default settings. They work well. We've got the traffic light system. It's 100% broken into thirds, but you can add tiers, change the names, change the colors, change the ranges. So all of that is also customizable. In terms of number of questions, we would recommend fewer for colder leads. So less than 12 questions in under a few minutes. If it's warmer leads, 12 to 25. And then if it's existing customers, 25+. So these are guidelines because target audiences are different. And obviously you want to balance the number of questions with giving them a credible score. So it's just keep those, all of those factors in mind if you're worried about, the number of questions that you're asking. This leads on to obviously delivering the results. So we've gone landing page, they've gone through the questions, and now they're going to get their result. So if we head to results and result pages, we can click on the results page, open up the editor. And this is also what the AI setup wizard has generated for us. So we've got the donut chart, we've got some content relating to our overall score, and then we've got the 2 categories that we've chosen. And the AI setup wizard will also include dynamic content for those categories that you've selected. So it changes based on whether they scored low, medium, or high. It works very much the same as the landing page, the results page editor, in the fact that you can add a section. And if we go to now results sections, you can see there's different ways to present that overall score. So it may be that, the spider diagram, the thermometer, the traffic lights, you prefer to deliver that in a different format, in which case you can just add that new section type. And if you still want to use the content, you can copy and paste it from what the AI suggested. If if you don't have categories, then, you know, just the percentage on its own, the speedometer, they can be sections that are more suitable to an overall score on its own. Best practice for a results page is to really start to deliver now the value. So they get the value in the fact that they already know their score. They know how close they are to achieving that goal. But this is where your content can really start to spark some light bulb moments, provide some inspiration, and help them on their journey. You may want to turn on the dynamic content for the overall score. And that way you can sort of acknowledge the score tier that they fell into. So for a great score, you can say congratulations. And then you can start to give them some next level advice. If someone scored low, and obviously it's very important that we use reassuring language, you know, but sort of reassure them that, you know, all this advice is going to help them to sort of improve that score. In the category scores, best practice would be to describe the category, acknowledge their score, and then provide some hints and tips. So it may be that you want to put one or two things and you can tailor those. So if I was a fitness coach, my advice to someone who scored low for exercise would be very different. It would be, you know, maybe start with 20-minute workouts at home. Whereas if somebody's scored in that high group, I'm going to start to talk to them about making sure that they include some recovery days, for example. So it's very relevant, tailored feedback. Once you've delivered all of that content, you want to include your call to actions. So if we go to add a section, and specifically to call to actions, there's different formats you could deliver that in. You know, one of the sections I particularly like to use is this one, and then, you know, have a big sort of Calendly booking image here, just to sort of really make that call to action stand out as well. Lots of our customers offer, you know, Calendly calls, but it may be that, you know, for your particular use case, you're inviting them to join a wait list or inviting them to join a community. It may be that you want to offer some more, you know, bonuses on this page, in which case, you know, add a section, and you can use, again, any of these section types, and the link will just go into this button link box. So if it was Calendly, you could just paste that directly into there. And that is your results page. If you're on our starter package, the results page will then be emailed to the person completing the test. So if you go to result email, and this can come from the ScoreApp platform, or equally you can turn it off if you want to push it all into your CRM and send it from there. If you're on our advanced package, the results page might be a snapshot, and you might be developing the PDF report, which you can then send to them in your email follow-up. So if you are developing a PDF report, I would recommend that you start without a template, because all of the available page layouts you'll be able to see. And if we go to add a page for the PDF, you can see all of the different page options. And generally, you know, you can construct this to be as big or as small as you like. But a typical sort of format would be your front cover, followed by, you know, an introduction page. Then you can see, you know, that we have different overall score pages, and all of these can be dynamic. So they can change based on which score tier they fell into. You can display their category scores, and then you can start to delve into individual categories. So you could maybe use a page to describe that category and then give some tips. Again, they can be dynamic tips as well. And we've got call to action pages and then outro pages. So I just wanted to show you that PDF as a tool. But I'm aware that not everybody might have that sort of feature. But if anyone's got any particular questions on that, please do let me know. And will now now we've covered the main elements of the build, I want to just go through the promotion side of things. So I'm going to go back to my slides. We've just got a few more slides to go through, and then link it to the platform as well. So just bear with me a second while I just switch that here. Okay. So promoting your scorecard. The first thing that we would recommend you do is you embed it on your website. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So apologies for just flipping between the slides and the platform. But now if we look at the blue left-hand toolbar, we can select the share icon. And on this page, you will find your options for embedding it on your website here. So you've got full page, inline, pop-up, chat style. So you can click on the relevant option and get the code that's going to help you to embed it on your website. Then you could include it, and this is like basically anything that leaves your office, you could have the link for the scorecard on. So your email signature, and I have got an example of that here. So you can see at the bottom, PS, have you taken the key person of influence scorecard? Email marketing. So if you've got a list, you know, potentially customers that you want to re-engage with, you know, the scorecard could be a great tool to email out to your prospects. Direct messaging it to relevant target consumers. And then you've got social media profiles and posts. So we would recommend that you regularly share it on social media, but also have it in your profile information. And you can also use the link as a call to action. So it doesn't have to be a post specifically about the scorecard. It could be that you've written some other content, and then, you know, in the comments, don't forget to take the scorecard and get your score. And I want to show you some tools on the platform that's going to help you to do that. So under this share bar as well, so we're going to go back here. You can see here, you can click on the icons and it will share it to the relevant platforms. If you go to our share appearance, this will control the way it looks once it's shared on social media platforms. So you'll also find that under the builder settings and share appearance, you can give it a title, a description, plug in an image, and that will control the way it looks. We've got a great sort of AI marketing tool here, and that will suggest posts for all of the relevant channels, which change daily. So, you know, if you ever want any inspiration for content to help you share the scorecard, then I would come to that share icon and have a look at the AI generated content there. Podcasts, videos, blogs, books. So we've got, if you do podcasts, the scorecard can be a great tool. We've got some customers that have used them previously, whereby they have got the scorecard on the relevant topic. They ask people to pause the scorecard, the podcast, complete the scorecard, and then come back to the podcasts. You know, videos, blogs, scorecard link, great call to action. If you're an author, we've got lots of our customers who put the scorecard link into the book as a great sort of next stage. So once someone's read the book, they can go on to do the scorecard, or they even use the scorecard to promote the book. So it can be used in several ways as well. If you ever do any events or workshops, scorecards can be great for those, not only to, I mean, we use scorecards to register people for our events. So today you will have taken our scorecard to register for Setup and Score. You can also use them, you know, in the middle of a webinar to score people after a webinar to evaluate. So they can be useful for those. The last sort of method, which is organic, would be a joint venture. So if you've got the opportunity to work with an organization for mutual benefit, for example, leveraging lists, that can be a really great way of promoting your scorecard. So they're all your organic methods. And then of course, we've got the paid for avenue as well. So that could be promoting on your social channel where your target audience are. So it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could be TikTok, for example. So all the relevant options there. And we do have a page on our platform where you can put in all your tracking codes as well. So you will find that under the builder, settings, and tracking. So they are the top line sort of promotional ideas. We do have a great document called 29 Different Ways to Promote Your Scorecard, which Sarah will kindly share in the chat. And that is a really great document, really thorough. So I'd recommend that you sort of read that through when you're considering your promotional strategy. I talked about insights. So once you've launched your scorecard, we've got that area on the blue left-hand toolbar. And this will show you, if you're using a ScoreApp landing page, how many visitors have arrived at your scorecard. And it will go on to show you how many have started, which will give you a conversion rate. So we want that conversion rate to be tracking above 20%. And we do have some scorecards that are sort of, you know, up towards 60% as well. And obviously anything that you can create can be optimized as you go through. And any questions or feedback you need, please don't hesitate to sort of contact us at support. In terms of the URL for your scorecard that you will use to drive the traffic towards it. If you're on our starter package, if you go to the builder and settings, you can customize the URL, the initial part of the URL before the .scoreapp.com. And if you are on the advanced package upwards, you will also have the option of using a custom domain name. So if you come up to your account on the top right, you will see a domain option, and you can add your domain and verify it in that particular area as well. So that is the promotion side of things. So we've promoted the scorecard, we've built the scorecard. Then we're going to get all our leads populate. So they will fall into your leads area on the platform here. You can export them directly from the platform. We don't have any yet because we've just created it. Or you can also integrate with a CRM system, which is what a lot of our scorecard customers do. So you can see on the screen now the available CRMs that we offer at the moment. So if yours isn't listed, then Zapier can often be the bridge between ScoreApp and your chosen CRM. And once you're connected, it will open up fields for you to map across. So you can map across the lead details, you can map across the answers, the category scores, and then you can create your tailored sequences in your funnel to help convert those leads into sales as well. There's another couple of nice features which ScoreApp offers. So I'm just going to spend the last few moments talking through those. So this shows you, once a lead has completed it, you'll be able to see how they answered the questions. You'll be able to see their scores. And for example, you know, if you're asking for a phone number on the lead form, and you could then have an appointment setter. So after 48 hours, for example, after taking the scorecard, they could receive a phone call, and it makes that conversation much warmer than a completely cold call, because, you know, you could introduce that call with, you recently took the scorecard, have you got a few moments to discuss that? And then we recommend what we call the seesaw technique. So then you talk about something they've scored really well in, and then you talk about something that presents their biggest opportunity and present the solution for that. We also have this insights area that I wanted to show you as well. So this is an advanced feature, but I'm just going to show you on a different account that has got some data in it already. This is just one we use to test. Where is it gone? So here we go. And under insights here, we can see how everyone answered across the entire scorecard. So this can make great marketing content in itself. So the AI button here, if we click on it, this shows us that from question 2, 67% said yes and 33% said no. And you can click on it and you can create a press article or a blog post and start to share that research. with your target audience. It obviously can help you make great decisions as well, using the insights from this particular area. So I appreciate I've done a lot of talking. I hope that was helpful. And if anyone's got any questions, please just let me know. Feel free to take your mic off and just jump in if I can help with anything. I'm just going to check the chat, see if we've got any questions.
Sorry, hi.
Hi.
Firstly, sorry about the noise earlier on. I left my mic unmuted. So, so we're in a sort of a domain. It's big data analysis and NLP. So we've got great solution, but we're competing against big players. But we've got great solution that reduces memory usage requirements as well as processing requirements, and essentially enabling CPUs to perform as much as GPUs in some use cases or more. I mean, not the most recent GPUs announced by NVIDIA, H100 and others, but the existing ones in the market. Okay. So, yeah. So, but there's a lot of essentially companies don't realize they have a problem because through the years they've hit the wall, and now they think that this is the benchmark and this is the optimal rate of processing or resource utilization they're at. Mm-hmm. But we understand that we can make it better. We understand that we could make it better probably by 40-50% at least. Okay. So how but this sort of communication involves involves high level company executives understanding, firstly, going through a set of questions to understand that a problem exists. Yeah. Maybe average case resolution time, processing time, blah blah blah. Yeah. And then once they understand there's a problem, then they can we can follow through with it, and they can approach us for help. Yeah. But yeah, that's essentially the plan.
Yeah, I mean, and scorecards are really useful there because I think I said at the beginning, not everyone might realize that tension exists, but if you can get that headline right, and it's targeted at the right people, actually, going through the questions, sparking those kind of thought processes, getting that clarity at the end, and then being able to see the potential opportunity that there is for them to improve. So I believe that as long as you get the headline right, the concept right, then that could definitely help with what you're wanting to achieve there.
But in most cases, we don't know the right questions to ask. It's because we need to go through, we need to first understand their system and then ask the right questions. So how can we sort of pitch in?
Yeah, so I would maybe take some steps back. So because it sounds like you're sort of wanting that really in-depth, more like an onboarding kind of one where you get to really understand their systems. Yeah. But if you want to go sort of higher up the funnel and just, I don't know a lot about your industry, unfortunately, but if it was, could you improve your data processing speed and, improve the effectiveness of your organization? And then, you ask some more sort of basic questions that could be the way into it. You've got the AI setup wizard that you can use, so see what that generates. And one thing, actually, this is an important point for everyone, is that using ChatGPT, even if you've used the AI setup wizard, you could enter a summary of what you've told me, and it will suggest some questions. It will even suggest your landing page content, your results page content.
Sorry for butting in, but so what ChatGPT model are you using? Are you using 3.4 or the latest 4.0?
3.3. I think it's 3.5, isn't it? Or is it? I'm using 3.5 predominantly.
Okay, I mean both are out, but I'm just wondering what ScoreApp is using.
Oh, for the The actual one that's built into the platform?
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that particular answer. I can definitely find out. But yeah, I mean, the AI, I was sort of alluding to, using
direct use
externally as well. And then, just for brainstorming purposes.
Understood.
Yeah, but feel free to book in. Like, we offer one-to-one sessions. So, if you want more of a discussion, then please do feel free to book in with us and we can help you with that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Is there any other questions that I can help with? Guys, I appreciate we're on time now, so thank you so much for joining us. One thing that I wanted, or a couple of things just to finish, is we do have a Facebook community. So if you wanted to share your scorecard in there, Sarah will kindly share the link. That's a great place for gathering feedback before you go out to market, or getting, asking questions to our community. We also have a referral scheme, which we would obviously love you to be part of. So under your account, you will find a referral section. You've got a unique link in there, and you can earn up to 22% commission on whatever, for up to 12 months of the accounts that sign up using your link. So obviously we'd love you to be part of that if that's of interest. And then just contacting us if we've got support at scoreapp.com, and we've got live chats, and we offer the option to book in calls as well. So please feel free to reach out to us with anything that we can help with. But okay, thank you guys. Take care. Have a good rest of the afternoon.